Hi, and welcome to Science Time with Miss Victoria. This program is recommended for ages 6 and up, but as always, when it comes to science experiments, it depends on the actual experiment for age level. So it could be younger as long as you have adult supervision, or it could be for older kids higher than 6, obviously. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, before we get started, the first step we need to do is to wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. So you can go to, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Corpus Christi Public Libraries. There's a video on there in which I wash my hands to a rhyme, where I do top and bottom, do in between, rub it all together. You do that slow, and then you also say the rhyme fast. Comes down to about 25 seconds. Once you're done, rinse your hands, dry them, make sure they're nice and dry. Miss Victoria's ready, so we can go ahead and proceed to the next step, which will be to gather the supplies. However, I haven't told you yet what we're doing. So let's hold off for a second and get to the third step, which is to have adult supervision, just in case. A lot of these parents, most of the time, you're gonna need to help them gather the supplies. The child can do it on their own, but it doesn't hurt that you're in the room, keeping an eye on them to make sure everything goes smoothly. And of course, if there's any spills or anything, you're there to help clean it up. So just in case, and for this one, parents' involvement, it would be nice because I think you would also enjoy doing this experiment as well. So let's go ahead and find out what we're doing and see what supplies we need. Okay, we're going to be doing balloon inflating. This is a fun, nice one because besides it being fun, it is also dealing with a chemical reaction. So it's going to be kind of interesting and great. I think it's a real quick, easy one. So let's go ahead and find out what we need. All right, so very, very simple. First thing we're going to need is balloons. Balloon inflating. So we need the balloons in order to help us inflate it. Now, once you have the balloon, I would go ahead and keep them there. Next thing we need is a plastic bottle. You have a lot of water bottles, soda bottles. Any one will work. Even your Gatorade or Powerade bottle will work, as long as it's a bottle. You don't want one that you always drink out of. These plastic ones right here, water ones, you can easily get rid of afterwards. So once you have that, the next thing we're going to need is vinegar. I put mine in a water bottle so it's a little easier to handle. You could put it in a little squirt bottle for the child so it'd be easier for them to pour it inside. Because some of these come in glass, some of them are big. So if you have a big one in your kitchen, you might want to put it into another water bottle or a squeeze bottle so it's easier for them to handle. We're also going to need baking soda. Vinegar and baking soda. There's our chemical reaction. So we'll find out more about that in a little bit. You're also going to need a funnel. You can find these in your kitchen. You can also find it in the garage. So ask mom and dad where you can get the funnel. If not, just like the balloons, you happen to be at Dollar Tree, get some balloons and grab a funnel. Well, easy. The only thing I don't have on there, which is going to be optional, is measuring spoons. You're going to need a tablespoon only. So if you don't have a measuring spoon, the reason I don't have it on this is because you can also just use a big spoon, because that equals about a tablespoon. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our steps. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. First step is I'm going to get my plastic bottle, take the cap off. You can put it back on later after the experiment. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add 1/3 vinegar, 1/3 cup of vinegar, okay? You can get a liquid measuring cup, once again, optional. You can measure that 1/3 and then go ahead and pour it into the bottle. Or another option is pretty much if you get your water bottle, wherever that's at, figure out where the half is, and then half of that. So about 1/3 is going to be, this is 1/4, the bottom is 1/3, is about between a half and a 1/4. So you're going to kind of get in between there. So You're gonna fill it up. You can mark it so the child already knows. Or parents, this is your part. You can go ahead and pour the vinegar in because you never know, you might get vinegar all over the kids' hands. And if you're near a sink, they're going to stop and wash or wipe. So you might want to be the one to do this part. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my vinegar. Gonna go ahead and pour 1/3. Okay, it's about 1/3 for me right there. Make sure we close it. If you have in the water bottle or whatever container that vinegar in, close it. We don't want it spilling all over the place, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Next step, you're gonna get your funnel and you're gonna have your balloon. You're gonna put the balloon onto the funnel, but before you do that, depending if you have a big size balloon, doesn't matter, still stretch it. Mine's about medium small, so I'm gonna go ahead and stretch mine a little bit. You wanna get that extra bit space because we're going to be pouring 2 to 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Now, because of science, if you try the 2 and it's too much, change it. Get another balloon. You might want to do 1.5 tablespoons or just 1 tablespoon, okay? So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put it over the funnel. Now, keeping my funnel face down, I'm going to put the balloon over it. Okay, and when you flip it over, you can see, you want to make sure there's the hole so that when we put the baking soda, it's going to go straight through. So I'm going to go ahead, let's get our baking soda. So I'm going to go with 1 first. And within each one, you're going to want to tap the funnel, shake it a little bit to make sure all the baking soda goes down. Since my balloon is not too big, I'm gonna go with 1.5 on mine. But if you have a bigger balloon, by all means do the 2, or you can go ahead and do 3. So I have mine in there. And go ahead and get it off the funnel. Gotta make sure that baking soda goes in, because the next step is you're gonna put the balloon over the bottle. But you're gonna try your best not to have the baking soda fall into the bottle yet, okay? So you that's why we want to stretch our balloon to make sure we have enough room for the baking soda to go in, and as well as for it not to fall into our bottle. So we're gonna put it over the bottle. Now remember, we have baking soda in the balloon, vinegar in the bottle. When you combine baking soda and vinegar, just a reminder, it's going to form a gas, carbon dioxide. I know, chemistry, science, love this experiment. It's going to cause this balloon to expand and inflate, just like as if you were blowing into the balloon to make, inflate it. But instead, that's not fun. This way we use chemicals in here. So next step, now that we didn't drop anything in here, we're going to go ahead, lift the balloon, and we're going to let all the baking soda fall. Now, as it's falling, you're going to see it inflating, expanding and inflating. You might want to hold on to, once it starts, hold on to where you have it, just in case, because some of that vinegar is going to bubble up and it might spill out. So have wipes on handy as well, just in case, so you can wipe the counter. So here we go. I'm going to flip it over and let it fall. And you're going to notice it's going right now. Here we go. So parents, you might want to hold it, the kids hold it down there, here where my hand is, and then you can just hold on top. And there we go. If you notice the vinegar, even though it's 1/3, it went all the way up to the bottle. So that's why I say to hold it right here, right at the lip where you can have the balloon on, because of that fact that it might spill, just in case. Doesn't hurt to keep your hand there. Keep it handy. All right. so let's go ahead and just want to go ahead and provide you with some library resources. Wonderful. All right, so here's some one we have that you can find on our website. Go to cctexas.com/library. You can search for some STEM science experiments, science, chemistry. You can type that into the search. You can find some of these example ones I have. I have explode and implode, and if you know, there's a balloon there as well. We have the STEM, and we have some other science experiments you can look at. Place them on hold, and of course pick them at curbside during the curbside hours at any of the 6 branches. If you prefer to use your laptop, smartphone, iPad, go to our online resources. We have Access 360 and Hoopla. You can check out those. We have some science ones and Maker Lab ones that you can look at. Of course, search, do the advanced search. You can just go by subject, and that's how I found these, under science. So it's real quick and easy. You can just search it, mark it as a favorite, and of course you can go ahead and download it as well. And of course, since it's a favorite, you can check it out again and again if you want. All right, so let's go ahead and remember, check out our Facebook and YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe to it. It'll be Corpus Christi Public Libraries. You can see all the videos that we are providing on YouTube and of course on our Facebook pages. If you want a full list of all the virtual programs, go to our website, cctexas.com/library, click on the link that says virtual programming. Gives you all the list of the programs all the youth librarians are filming and providing for you, so check those out. If you need help finding books on STEM, science experience, anything the kids want, go ahead and go to our go ahead and check out our new online resources, new book alerts, author check, and of course, book newsletter. And I will see you next time. Bye.